Certainly want to welcome everybody to this fourth edition, I believe, of my brand new podcast. It's just going to probably pop up on your computer screen labeled as Justin's Podcast. And I just want to take the time also to give a shout out to all my fancy sponsors out there that keep this show going for the free out there on XTV via YouTube. And they ain't got none of those crazy ass ads that's blocking this, even though that would be a good thing for me because that means that I'm getting paid. But nonetheless, coming to you for free is this Justin's Podcast. And the reason why I'm able to stay sharp is because I use now certified organic maca, pure powder, 6.1 concentrate. This stuff right here keeps me sharp, it keeps me feeling strong, and most importantly, it keeps my dick hard in bed when I'm fucking my wife, unfortunately. Maca, made by now. Also another thing that I do when I'm fucking my wife is smell good after a fresh shower. And I use Axe for him. The Anarchy brand. Daily fragrance. Keeping the women wanting to smell you all the time. Yeah, my wife can't stay up off of me. And, that's just another unfortunate situation of mine. But since, she be in the room anyways, I decided to use Vaseline. The spray kind. She rubbed this all over my back and she gave me one of the most greatest massage that any man could ever dream of. I mean, you gotta put those fat ass hands to use for something. I'm very excited about the guest that I'm gonna have today. The other day I had his brother and, a very underrated, type of character, if you will. A very unique-minded individual. And I'm very excited to talk about the different topics that I kind of have in mind for him today. Like I said, I interviewed his brother the other day, and we talked about the earliest days of XTV, which is always fascinating. Talking to these guys. I've talked to the '80s guy, I've talked to the Pain, and it's just very insightful. Learning about all these different things that they have to teach us, that we never knew about. And you just learn more and more as you grow. And I think that this podcast, along with other podcasts that I know will be coming in the future, are going to kind of help shed light and, kind of tell us our history all over again, and will give us a great idea about where to go next. This time period, which is what we've been calling the sort of a hiatus from the game, is really been a learning experience. And although Super Duper and AVW, Joad have got together on their own, they still, we still as XTV are still in a kind of a struggle finding where we were. Just before I started the podcast, Killer was around here delivering papers, so it just shows you, where we are, kind of starting back from the beginning. But speaking of Super Duper, ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time is none other than one of the founders of XTV, Hall of Famer inductee, Tony B.
How y'all doing, man? What's up?
It's good to have you.
I first want to say, not underrated, just ain't made it.
I sit corrected.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because, a whole lot of people just don't realize, the amount of imagination that, you and your brother both have. But, you in your own kind of way, you're known in XTV and XTV West as, the more dark side and the side that's willing to take it there. But, I guess my question is that by nature, or is that just something that you kind of think of just to take it to the next level?
It's probably by nature. I ain't really sure.
I'm just fucked up.
I just want to say, I just always never followed what was already going on. I always just, walked my own path and was brave, as far as like how I did whatever it is I did, I just feel like the world, see things in black and white. It's like if you a rebel, you black, that's the black side, dark. If you follow the pack, that's the light side, and I don't look at it like that. I feel like any person that's willing to go on his own path is his own color. like he's making his own path, so he's making his own way. So you can't say his color is black. You don't know his color. He he doing his own thing, and that's just what I am. You know, I just go my own way and be unique in that sense. You know what I'm saying? And I hope others do the same. I was gonna really say something with that, but I don't know what happened.
Well, maybe it'll come to you in the whole thought process. I want to ask you, you know, is that just a label that they put on you? You know, that you have in dark humor, or is that in fact true? Or how do you view it?
I view it as taking what's already going on, but enhancing it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of my material does have dark tones to it, but at the end of the day, it's no different than what's already out there. It's like a dude can say such and such and such and such. A comedian can say whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be funny. Like say a Disney character or something. Like that's a great example. As a matter of fact, like a Disney movie. You know what I'm saying? It has whatever this message of positivity, but if I got my hands on it and I did it with my version, it will still have that positive message, but it will just have it delivered in such a dark way where it's like this is what they're saying. You know, the truth is dark. The truth is, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you can keep on giving the world all this, oh, it's supposed to be happy, it's supposed to be that. Nah, give me the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's just really what I base everything, what I do. I try to base it off of reality. I base it off of the truth. And I don't sugarcoat it. I don't paint it a certain color. This is what it is. This is how it looks. Hate it, love it, look at it. You can't help but look at it because it's already there. I'm just pointing.
You're just a vessel.
Pointing, exactly.
Yeah.
You can call it.
You're just a vehicle.
You can call it a reporter. It's like I even look at it like what I'm saying. There's certain shit that attracts me, like heavy metal. You know what I'm saying? Like not many of my family is into that, and all the type of shit I like. Ghetto Boys, Mind Playing Tricks, and NWA. It's like these are individuals. Those are groups that went their own way, and they did their own thing, and they like one of my favorite songs is by NWA is "A Bitch Is a Bitch" cause like it offends so many people, and it's just dumb to me how it offends people because people say, oh, bitches wouldn't be out here if it wasn't for that word. The behavior existed before the word. You feel me? So it's like I'm just saying what already exists, just like they did. You know what I'm saying? Not doing what they did as they did, but doing it my way, being my own man, being my own person, not following the pack. And that's not always a good thing because it's very lonely when you a loner like that and you on your own. But at the end of the day, it's like I'd rather be lonely than follow and not know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be lonely and know who I am than follow and not know who I am.
Yeah.
And that's why I do some of the things I do. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Did you ever? But I want to. It's interesting. It's interesting to hear you talk about how you into heavy metal, and you appreciate that genre of music, and other members of your family are not. And I wonder where do you think that comes from?
What's that?
The fact that that you kind of just stand out as like your own brand, as opposed to the others around you who you grew up around and with.
I think that like what that really boils down to is probably having the anxiety that I had, and it's just always been a struggle for me to like express myself and like really show who I am in front of people. It's always been hard, and when I finally did do it, I would be one of those people that are considered to most people socially awkward or whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't fit in, and nobody laughs at me, and I'm not that light of the party, And so with that, it's just that I found solace, I found happiness when I would be on my own just looking for different things, that I liked. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to find what the world like, but found what I like. And that was that type of music. And I found that by mistake. You know, I was just playing pretend wrestling, CAW, in the back, and I had the CD Corn, you know, Follow the Leader. And I had played that shit super loud one time, and I was just playing like, look, I'm a white boy, and I was by myself doing that, and I had my headphones on, I'm a white boy, and I cut that shit way up. And after all those songs, shit, next thing I know,
you was a white boy.
Oh my god, probably, cause like, that was like in 05, like maybe late to mid 05, and that changed my life. That album, Follow the Leader by Korn, cause like it was some of the lyrics is what I felt, you know what I'm saying, with some of those songs, and then I couldn't get that with a lot of the hip hop that I was listening to, you know, and from Korn to Marilyn Manson, Slipknot, all that, you know, like they spoke on things that I would feel, and they said things in ways I couldn't express, and like that was like, okay, you know, I don't really have that, like aside from my brother, you know, who I talk to all the time, like, you know, and, you know, it's like I didn't have nobody else, and that shit got lonely, and then I had music, you know, and then with that too, it's like my outlets start changing, like, it's just a whole lot of factors that kind of just changed it, like, even, you know, in 05, when I hyperventilated from that weed, and, you know, like, how everybody was acting towards that white girl, and then not really paying attention to me, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on with me. You know what I'm saying? Her on the other end, like they knew, you know. But the thing is like she was a year younger than me. She was a white chick, and you know, and they caring all about her and shit. And it's like just that abandonment, I think, man, just makes you just become that rebel. You know, and I don't mean a rebel as in, you know, I'm breaking the law, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, I'm standing on my own.
Yeah, standing out.
And I'm not doing what they want me to do, following their way. Because when I follow their way, I get lost. And when I follow my way, I know where I'm at. I'm just lonely as fuck.
That's completely understandable. I mean, you know, most people, believe it or not, you know, are followers, you know, and most people are not brave enough to stand that kind of firm and say, this is what I stand for. This is how I am.
And you know why? It's like what the last thing I said, loneliness. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want to be lonely.
Yeah, people can't deal with that. And like, honestly, I don't like dealing with it. You know what I mean? But it's like, I know how I will be if I fake it. If I try to force myself in situations. It ain't until now where I'm starting to get a lot of friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot. And they all tell me, everybody that's come up to me, you know what I'm saying, from the dude I work with to just a bunch of people, they just come up to me saying the same shit. I don't even say it first. They say, dog, I don't talk to people. I be lonely. I just be chilling. And, you know, I came up to you because you look like the same way. Like, most of the people. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, they try to paint us in the bad light. Like, oh, that's socially, you know, you socially irresponsible. Whatever that fucking word is. It's like, all this shit. Like, nah, you know what I mean? If I put myself out there,
socially irresponsible. Who? I'm sorry. What white person made up that? Socially irresponsible.
No. It's another word.
Whatever it is, though, like they, like, you know, that's just one of those things where, you know, they're trying to categorize some shit, and they ain't trying to classify all white people as something. But you know, somebody with some kind of power, some kind of authority, and you know they white because they ain't black. You know, and you know, some kind of power and some kind of authority, then, you know, classified people who, you know, don't necessarily, like, didn't have the foundation to know how to jump out there and just be social with people.
It's on some shit like lack of social skills. It's on
I know, I completely understand what you mean.
But to me, it's like, it's not a lack of social skills. It's like everybody's social skills are supposed to differ from each other.
Exactly.
We are in America. We do express ourselves way differently. We got slangs, we got languages, we got all kind of different things. So I speak how I speak, and I speak to who I speak to. But because of that, I'm labeled this. I need to take this medication. That's why I don't, you know, take medication. Like, that's why I don't believe in that shit that much. Because it's like, it's all a trap. It's like, oh, that didn't work. Take this shit. Take all these pills and overdose and shit. You know what I'm saying? Get this big ass heart that's gonna bust when you like 40 something years old.
Yeah.
You don't know why,
Exactly.
but it was from that bullshit ass medication.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like ain't shit wrong with you when you know that they saying shit wrong with you,
Yeah.
and you know that.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know, we kind of got a little away from, you know, wait,
man,
wait.
you know it. Man, I'm just gonna be honest. I had a long night, and I've just been in a very intense space as far as this job I'm working. You know what I mean? And just dealing with the people I deal with, like straight up. On the real, and we are gonna get into XTV. It's just that for me, man, I just like not that I don't like people, but sometimes I just like to be alone, and I like to be around the right people. That's it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of negativity on my job a lot of times, and I just be fucking tired. I be pissed, and you know these people be tripping. You still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording. Now, I'm just looking for something because, you know, Rashard was on the internet the other day, and he just posted something that was fascinating. I mean, it was this quote.
Yes, yeah, man. It is that, and then yeah, like my whole thing is, and you know, I hope people can really get something out of this. I don't know where this gonna go, but like, don't rush life. You know what I'm saying? You rush life, you rushing to die. To me, it's like you put yourself in these situations because everybody, oh, you got to get married at 30, you got to do this, you got to do that, and you're doing all these different things, and you're not really living your life. You're just rushing through life. You're making it happen all fast. Now you got kids you didn't want to have, a wife you didn't want to marry, and all these fucking problems, and it's like, for what though? What does it mean?
The story of my life. But, you know, some people don't really feel that way about it, you know, and, you know, I just want to be careful about, you know, and you know, you say whatever you want to, you know, we speak very freely.
Don't come out as bashing nobody.
Yeah, that's all. You know, because I get what you're saying, and you know, when you talk about like people with kids, you know, when you look at it from their perspective, from my perspective, you know, you just. Because you love your kids, you know what I mean? And, you know, you love your wife, you know, and you love your life, you love your family. But, you know, it's just, people don't get married for the right reasons, you know, and you know.
People don't get kids for the right reasons.
Oh, absolutely not. You know, people just end up with kids, you know, that's just like, you know, kind of like come along with it. But that's just the whole thing, you know. People get married for the wrong reasons, you know. So that just is what it is. But that's what we talking to though, you know. It's not like people who have a great family and you know they happy with their life.
I look at
That's
things like that,
beautiful.
like people that been together for all these years. This shit happened. You know what I mean? Like you didn't rush to go get a girl. Like, oh, let me hurry up. It's like, nah, y'all instantly loved each other. Y'all instantly bonded.
Yeah.
Instantly.
I'm not
clicked.
talking about that organic
You know,
love.
exactly. I don't believe in that shit. That's why like people be like, oh, why you ain't married yet? Why you ain't going on a date yet?
Because it
Why
ain't
you do
happened
this?
yet.
Because I don't see the right person. It's like,
Exactly.
real talk, you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of attractive women all the time, and they beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like I'm not gonna go with them because they beautiful. Because it's like what's beautiful has ugliness to it. And you know, going back to XTV, that ties into how I do what I do. It's like I see ugliness and I see beauty in everything. Whatever's dark, whatever's this, like I see beauty in that. Whatever's painted is beautiful. I see the ugliness in all that shit. I just see it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's like anything Disney. Oh, it's always some dark undertones to it that I see, and then I'll put it out there and I'll say, okay, this is really what it looked like it's saying. This is really what it's implying. You know what I'm saying? And
But do you? I mean, you think that you kind of going off of your own idea, or do you think that is just really how it is?
I really think that's what it is. It's like, cause I watch a lot of things over and over before I really do something to it. Like even with the whole Beavis and Butthead South part, Yeah, I gave it away. I'm gonna do that. But it's like even with that though, it's like I watch it over and over. Like Beavis and Butthead, especially the episodes I am using for this project. I've watched this shit so much, like a lot, and I'm talking like through my whole life. It's like when I was working on the Cosby Show, even in '05 when I had got the DVD pack, I used to watch certain episodes over and over and over. So it's like I can quote them shits back to back, back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So and then South Park, I'm like, oh my god, like I'm such a big fan of that shit. Same thing with those episodes, over and over and over. So all these scenes playing in my head, and then it's like, damn, what if I piece these two together? It's like I don't have to do the voices. I can't do Beavis and Butthead. I can't do South Park. But what if I do what already exists and blend both of them together and make it look like they talking to each other? And I'm creative enough to do it. And I really can't wait to present this. Like I really can't wait to do it.
Yeah.
The thing is, I got a lot of other shit like this Cosby Show.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here, Trunks. Take your ass and watch the dope. Sorry.
Thank you.
This Cosby Show. Get your ass out.
Come in here whispering to the man. He know what he doing. Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, to talk more about the different projects you got going on.
Man, we got the Cosby Show. I'm doing both of those. I'm continuing the second one. You know, that's still coming out. Don't worry about that. But
because one day we're gonna listen back at this, and all of this stuff is gonna be completed.
Finished. But yeah, Cosby Show too. Like I'm still gonna be working on that. Right now, I'm working on 3. You know, episode 3, and this is gonna be the best follow up. Like it's gonna be like 4 different Cosby shows. I hope years from now these all finished. And each episode, like each thing that you see, is just it's gonna get better and better. Like with episode 3, it's funny as fuck. Like this is another audio. I did this back in '08, and I used to just always listen to it. But it's just so much better when I speed my shit up, man. And you know, it's a lot going into that. This is like me, cause I noticed that my style is digital cut and paste. And so it's like knowing that that's my art and that's my type.
Is that a style you made up, or is that something that's like been categorized?
I thought that I made it up. I'm like, damn, you know, cause like I was watching Phil No BEP, for instance. Like this was like years ago too, like maybe 12. And one of the animators of the show, he came on there and he just said how he do it. And I'm like, damn, this nigga, like he do it similar to how I do it. He said, all I do all day is cut and paste, copy and paste. And the more and more he said it, I'm like, cut and paste. Like maybe that's what I do. Maybe that's what I call his art style, cut and paste, copy and paste. Nah, but it's digital, so I'm not using paper and glue. Cause when I used to say it to people, like at the Art Institute over the phone, they're like, "Oh, so you get paper?" And even when I was
old school.
Yeah, even when I was in court and I was talking to the guy, this when I was doing Late Skeleton, and when I went to court cause of jury duty, like he was like, "Oh, so you use glue, you say cut and paste." You know what I'm saying? They thinking like scissors, and like I'm like, nah, it's digital.
Yeah.
Like, digital cut and paste. And so I typed it in to make sure I made it up, and nah, I didn't. It's a style that's actually been going on for a while. South Park actually does it now. They don't do it the way I do it, but they.
But you see how that kind of just came to you though? I mean, it just and then like that's what it really was. Like that's amazing.
Exactly. You know what
that's
I'm saying?
amazing.
And it's like how all these motherfuckers combinate. I think I said that wrong, but like how all of them, all this shit combined. Like I always loved South Park, always, my whole life. And then it's like I'm doing the same art style that they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I didn't even know I was doing it that way.
That's amazing.
And I'm doing the project. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit just crazy to me.
Right.
You know, and
now wait a minute, because as far as I understand, that certain project was had come to a halt. But are we still continuing this? Or?
Yeah. It's just
because a lot of after such a catastrophic event that you can expound on, but a lot of times projects just don't make it again. Like they're just not coming back. Period.
Well, you see, let me tell the story of this. Beavis and Butthead in South Park. This idea was thought about towards me and my brother and my mom leaving Flora Street. You know what I'm saying? When we got put out of our house. That's when the idea came to me. When it was like cut and paste, like that's that same thought, cut and paste, and I'm just looking at these Beavis and Butthead episodes in South Park, and I'm just like, damn, what if I cut this out and make this in this scene and make them talk to each other? You know what I'm saying? I could do that. We got kicked out right when I'm thinking about that shit. Like our mom came with the news, you know what I mean? And I was like mad. And I was at Keisha's house. We was at Keisha's house the first time, and I was just so fucked up. And as I'm mad, I had did that Jay-Z thing on my channel, and you know that shit still get a lot of views, and a lot of people really love that video, you know. But I slowly started doing the Beavis and Butthead South Park shit, and I'm like, this shit funny, and I kept working on it. I'm like, this shit really funny, and it was a style that I never did, like, and it was just like fun each time. And I used to stay up in my room, and this one ain't have a job or nothing. I used to just stay up in my room working on it all the time. And one day, shit, the external just stopped working for no reason, like no reason. The hard drive that it was on, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? And I remember I gave it to Mr. Randy. My mom gave it to Mr. Randy. There's nothing he can do. And I was fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Cause it was like so much I had finished up to that point. Where like right now, the Beavis and Butthead, that shit would be a past talk right now. We'd be talking about that in past tense. It would have been done. I would have been getting views because I knew how I was gonna execute it. So, you know, me losing that shit really fucked me up. And like I wasn't right, and I'm always losing projects.
That's just a thing that happened, you know, in XTV, you know, and it's a huge bummer, man. You know, cause we done lost some great things. I mean, the second half of Do the Right Thing,
the Grand Theft Auto shit that we did that time.
Oh man, you know, so you know, it's just a thing that's gonna happen.
We were just talking about the Fresh Prince.
Exactly.
You know, and that to me would have been like the best recording I've ever did up to this point in my life. I can't even say that because it's gone, but that to date, I would think that it will hold up as the best recording I ever did in my life. Like it's just like I was talking about it. I was thinking about it in the room how like, you know, 90% it's just always been my anger, my aggression, and like that's what that represented. That's what that held for me. But when I did that Fresh Prince, it's like it wasn't anger. It just all made sense.
Yeah.
But what you was gonna say, Justin? I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing. I'm just listening to you. You know, talk about this. I don't mean to cause no distractions, because I enjoy it. You know, when the conversations end up like this, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to know I haven't gotten into anything that I wanted to talk about, but you know,
you talk too damn much.
No, it's not like that. It's just that, like, you know, all this stuff comes out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, and it's all great shit, you know, the process of how different things go, the ups and downs, you know, the mechanics behind, you know, what makes XTV come to life. And you know, I haven't discussed this with anybody, and you know, it's intriguing. You know, another way that you came in, proving yourself as an innovator of what already exists, is with a project that's titled, what's it titled? You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
It's called, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have no notes, but it's called Jungle Fever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you know, here's another style, you know, that you came up with. You know, you never did it before, you know, and you know, everything behind this is brilliant. I mean, the style of animation, which here on the East Coast, we thought of that, but we didn't. We never carried it out. And you actually carried it out. You actually did the legwork, because it's so tedious, as you know. Shot by shot by shot, screen by screen by screen. You know, I mean, that you doing 100 screens and you only covered like 3 seconds or something. You know what I mean? So you know, and you gotta, you know, every you know, things got to be in the right place.
But I learned this. Maybe I was in an art institute. Maybe I was somewhere else. I'm not sure, but this did happen. They was talking about art, and they was talking about how some projects, the process of completing each one some of them took years, some of them took months. You know what I'm saying? But the one, like, it's this one project by some lady that shit took like a good like 4 years, something like that. Like I ain't sure the
Right.
exact, but it took
But
years.
multiple years.
You know what I'm saying? To like perfect. It was like some art style. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not really familiar with.
Right.
But it's little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's all about the passion you have in it.
That's
like
right.
if it's not in there, then you ain't gonna want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But like I like going through the process because I like seeing certain shit get complete. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing this
That's right.
part is done.
Yeah.
Now I get to move on to this part. Now I get to do this part. Now I get to see this part and that part
Right.
completed.
Yeah.
And it might be 30 seconds. It might be 40 seconds.
Mhm.
But you did it. It's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might go back to it when you want to remaster it or whatever.
Right. You know, as a fan, you know, that's how it was for myself, you know, watching it, because once it was finally done, it was uploaded in sections on YouTube, and you know, you saw it piece by piece, you saw it grow, you know, and we saw the first part, and once upon a time it was nothing but the intro. I think
It was the intro and the second part. That's it.
Yeah, or like the first act.
Yeah.
You know, and then
Well, about the first act, I mean, cause like I know that was the scene with Walt, and then
we had the kid throwing the paper.
yeah, and then the next part was cause I only had 2 parts uploaded
Right.
for a minute,
Mhm.
and that second part was the one with Beast and
Was it?
Situation. Yup, Situation and his dad at the dinner table.
Oh, right.
It was just those 2
something
parts,
better.
and it wasn't until later I got to upload part 3.
Right. But, you know, what I was saying in that, though, was, you know, it's like how you were saying, you know, you got this part done, and then, you know, you move on to this. And so you're starting to see this thing starting to finally piece together. And as a fan, you know, that's how it was for me seeing it, you know, especially like you said, because I remember now, you know, those 2 parts was only there for, you know, they was there for a long time, a real long time. So we finally got to 3. And then, you know, it took a while to get to 4. And so finally, you know, after a long while...
I had a dream about part 4. I still can't find that shit.
After a long while, you know, like all of these pieces start to come together, you know, finally one day, and you're able to see the whole thing as one whole piece, and you realize, wow, this is a masterpiece.
Yeah, you know, and it's like each thing took forever. I mean, I remember, like, the parts that stick out to me that took forever is that first intro, cause originally Jungle Fever, that was gonna have Killer in it, like Killer was gonna be Walt character, but it's like the more and more, and Justin was gonna be Trunk's character. It's like a whole bunch of different shit. So the more and more I heard it though,
Why wasn't I Trump's character? Just because I wasn't around?
No, you was around, but like I don't know why you wasn't Trunk's character. And like I do regret not having you as that.
Well, you know, no disrespect to Trunks, because I already be beating him up on this show.
Man,
but
let me beat his dumb ass up. Damn, like, you know, and that's a, you know, that's a difficult time with Trunks though. Like, I think he was
That is
probably
my
on
friend.
crack around that time. All kind of different shit was going on,
Yeah.
but like I hated that.
well, we had those monotone voices he and I, and
but
then, you know,
Trunks is naturally a loud character. FNK, he got the voice. Like that's why we say he the voice of FNK. He the voice of THGTV. It's like he's the voice. So for you to be the voice of all those different shows, and then now here you are. It's
oh
like,
yeah, big time.
exactly. And then you low as fuck, and like, what the fuck going on? And even on Candace Family Live Without Drama, it's like, yeah. But that's different though with Candace Family, because like he was like the love interest. So it's like his
cadence was
exactly, it's different. But he talking so damn low. Speak up.
I love that. Is it going to be more to that coming?
Yeah, I'm eventually get around to that. You know, I say like that batch of projects. You know, I'm just gonna say this now. We're probably in the middle of this, but like this batch of projects, I'm coming out with a lot. It's gonna be so much Candace Family, everything that y'all done seen, previews, everything. It's gonna be the last time I animate. Like
Probably
with
this
movie
style.
making.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know, it's just gonna be the last time. Because man, I've done this for years. I've lost a lot, gained a lot, you know, of knowledge as far as working on it and stuff like that. But the shit is tedious, you know. But going back to Jungle Fever, as I just listened back, I just heard like Walt voice and each scene I was watching with Wesley Snipes, just how black he was. It was just like, man, that's Walt, dog.
Yeah.
And I think Killer said that one time. He was like, nigga, that's Walt. That is not me.
But that happened with them too. Like those two can always fight over roles because a role could be so specific to either one of them.
But actually,
it could be a toss-up.
Killer gave him that role though. Like Killer dropped out of it because like I had the intro done.
Right.
That intro took 3 fucking months because I had to change the shit. Sometimes the shit got messed up where it deleted itself. You know what I'm saying? It was all kind of stuff with Jungle Fever, like the intro. And it came out good, but it looked like Injunction at the very beginning of the song video on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it's so slow. It's all like, I got Jungle Fever.
No, it's definitely like that in some parts. Especially they show one part. I think it's in the movie, and it's like Jackson Heights, and it's like struggling to get across the screen.
Jersey Shore. I'm counting. But
yeah.
What I was gonna say. Yeah, so the intro took maybe 3-4 months, and I mean, because I had to redo the names, cause like Killer name was on there forever. On that first part that said Walter J, that said Killer. So I had I
had to go back and change the credits.
Exactly, I had to
and
go back and
the credits is a work itself.
Yeah, because that's each frame by frame, scene by scene.
Yeah,
and that's literally, I'm not talking like just one frame and then go way over here to cut this piece to do this frame. That's frame by frame by frame by
section
frame.
by section.
Scene you see, I copied from the movie and put my own name on it and put my own label on it.
Yeah.
And the unique thing about Jungle Fever to me, like that part took so long.
Because I think that's what we wanted to do with Leprechaun. That was the premise behind how we was going to do Leprechaun. That too. And then some of it was going to be like Jungle Do the Right Thing. It was going to be both combined.
That's what I was going to eventually do with Jungle Fever, like, cause that's why the first scene when Walt be like, he do his head like that, and he in that robe, like that was gonna be like kind of like a break from that style, cause at that time I wasn't used to that shit. Yeah. So it was like I need a break. You know what I'm saying? I just did that Walt scene where he
did. And then that kind of keep it interesting in the working process,
because it's different styles of animations being taken into it. So that's good for the user to see. Or whoever watching it, that's good for the viewer.
And exactly. And for the person that's working on it, I know how tedious it can be for you to have to sit up there and do frame by frame.
Thank you.
And even though they both come with their own own things that make the job tough, at least
that's just like to me, free, like I call it freestyle, like free, because like you're not conditioned to what's already done. Like Jungle Fever, that movie already done, so I'm just adding my own edits, my own take of it, but I like to do my own thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I
feel like I ain't saying it right, but I just like to do it like the Cosby Show style, like just free. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the
throw your own twist on it, nothing scripted.
Yeah. There you go. It's like I feel like I'm sticking to a script. Almost.
And but that's the XTV style though. Most of the stuff that work in XTV is free.
Yeah.
It's freestyle.
And that's why I liked that part with Walt when he did that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then he woke up, and then it's that part after that, they eating and breakfast. The next part with him walking his daughter to school. Yeah. That shit. Watch the damn dope. That shit took. We did that like maybe 30 times, man. Nah, fuck that. 30 times.
That scene
where they walking to school.
Yeah.
We done had to delete shit because like, and even to this day, when you watch that part over again, pay attention to the very top. It's this big ass red line. That's me saying fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Yep. If you pay close attention, you look up on that second part, Jungle Fever, you see this red line. I always had problems with this scene as far as our audio, like it wasn't right. We done had to re-record that shit like 3 or 4 or 5 times. Then it's like the editing, sometimes the pictures got deleted and shit. All kind of stuff. So like that simple ass part, it's only like 30 seconds. You know, them walking to school and shit. Probably maybe a little longer than that.
Yeah,
maybe.
sure.
But it's not long.
Yeah.
But the fact that I had to delete shit and come back to it, and it's still this big ass red line at the top.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's me saying fuck it.
Well, but I mean, small stuff like that is only things that you would notice as the creator.
Yeah, but still, it's like as a creator though, you don't want not necessarily you don't want flaws in your work because you know they're gonna exist, but you try your hardest to make them shits minimal where you can't see them. Cover this patch up with this patch. Cover this patch up with this patch. You know, and that's what I try to do. But with that's why I said that's me saying fuck it. Y'all gonna see this error. You know, whatever.
Because I mean, you gotta think about all the errors that's gonna be there that you didn't catch. And you ain't gonna catch those until later because
like black dot on. I'm gonna talk about the Cosby Show too, but like it's this black dot on a part that I can't even do no more because man, it's a lot to that Cosby Show episode too. But yeah, with Jungle Fever, man, you know that was a very difficult process, and that was after the first Killer Comedy tour I did. That's why on that one part when LT on that bike and that tricycle, that exercise bike, that's why you hear the Killer Comedy tour in the background. That's like some tribute. Right. Like I had just finished it, probably just around that time, and I was so happy with the Killer Comedy tour that I just put that scene in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, dog, I love this shit. Right. And that was gonna be Jungle Fever was the successor to that. That was the next one. Yeah. And that's how I wanted to always be like damn.
It just keeps getting better and better.
Thank you. That's why each style is gonna be different. Like you gonna see from the Killer Comedy tour to this new Cosby Show to everything I'm doing, you're gonna be like, damn, I'm gonna try to make it like each thing stand out because I'm doing a different art style with the art style I'm already doing, digital cut and paste. I'm doing it, everything is being done a different way. And that's what's gonna stand out about this shit. Especially this Cosby Show 3. I guess I talk about this more because I'm working on it every day, you know, and having a lot of fun with it. But anything else, Justin? I know you have a whole line of shit that you still haven't asked me.
You ain't lying, but I mean, that means that you're just a great guest. That's all that says to me. And I really appreciate having you on here. But I was talking to the 80s guy, and he brought up a whole bunch of different fascinating.
He's a great guy right now, man. I gotta say, that's a great guy.
He is a great guy. He's one of my favorites. Here in XTV, and I'm very happy to have him over here. But he talked about how this WWE, the WWE existed. Now, before we talk about that, I want to know what's your earliest memory of wrestling, and what made you fall in love with it?
My earliest memory of wrestling was on Teleferro, and
how old you think you was?
I don't even know. I was young. I don't even remember that, but I remember the Head Shrinkers was on TV. And I remember that colorful ass WWE little logo entrance ramp thing.
Right.
I had just came inside the house. This was it had to be 92, 93. And I think you was on the couch in the living room in Teleferro watching it. And I just remember just being like, I just remember being like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but I love it. That's pretty much how it was, you know what I'm saying? And from then on, I just loved wrestling, dog. Like
was it the colors? Was it the head?
It probably was the colors and how bright it was. And then, that's why I ain't like WCW, though. It's like, you used to think it was bright. I used to think that shit was just dark and dirty.
I get what you're saying now about, and, it was, but I didn't see that. I saw the guys in the ring, and what they did, and that's the comparison with WCW and WWF or WWE now, but it's just that WWF was like more of like a show, like a spectacle, and WCW was the Arn Anderson, nuts and bolts wrestling. You know what I mean?
Did they talk about Bill Watts yet on one of them shoots you've been watching?
They talk about
Yeah,
all
racist.
man. Well, they don't talk about all of that.
Oh,
But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was asking you that, just trying to learn a little bit of the foundation. Now what is your earliest memory of like XTV?
XTV probably the one time again Teleferro. We was in the back. We probably was just about to move. And I think he was being a man. I think he was like, "Yeah, I'm doing sides. You can have a side too."
Really?
And I was like, and I probably was just like, I think we probably was at Larry Park Zoo. No, we just came back from Larry Park Zoo, and we was like on the side of the Teleferro house where that one dog Lassie used to live, and then that one lady Pumpkin.
Yeah.
And we was like on the side of that house, and he was like, "You can have you a size character too." I said, "You," I mean Anthony. But and I was like, "Oh yeah, well," and I just seen flamingos at Larry Park, so I'm like, "Flamingo."
Wow.
Yep. And he didn't really have an image. I just based him off of. See, it's always some dark shit with me. I based him off of like, somebody in the hood, a gangster, thug, some boys in the hood shit.
Yeah.
That's where he was from. At least your character, he was wrestling and shit. Me, my first character, he was some dark ass shit. He finna kill you. You know what I mean? But that's who he was, and he was a bad guy,
Right.
He used to be like, "Man," he used to always say "man" after each sentence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's my earliest memory.
That's interesting though, because
He probably is my first character in Flamingo.
well,
He is.
yeah, AVW said that he was, and he talked about Flamingo, being your first guy, and he talked about his first guy being a man, and he said kind of the same thing that you said, the fact that he was just bad, a man in the earliest days was supposed to be just everything that represented bad, and kind of like a street thug, and like I don't know, just like a badass.
It's kind of similar to what Flamingo was. Like
Everything that
I thought was scary and bad.
Exactly.
He got a gun.
And then the idea of AVW though took himself, instead of having like a guy that was a hero, he was the hero, and he was always the one to beat up a man or to save people from a man terrorizing them or something like that. And so he was supposed to be looked at as the cool guy in the earliest days.
I ain't have one.
Yeah. So what's interesting to me though, is the how that developed. How do you have any like recollection of the developmental stages of Flamingo and XTV West from that point?
Not really. I mean, I think that Flamingo was just a bad guy, and I guess the more I learned about bad guys, and the more I watch wrestling, though, it's like the more and more I build on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The NWO, it's like, we us being from where we were from, and then what we know and shit is like, okay, like the NWO, like they bad, but they bad for TV. They like bad TV-ish. It's like,
right.
What if they was, Flamingo Nation? They the gangsters. You know what I'm saying? They really doing fucked up shit. They ain't just throwing Real Stereo onto a truck. They jumping this little kid in the audience. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought, like it's just always just been taking it a step further.
Right.
It's like again, that's the image played on TV. The NWO, we a bad clique.
Right.
But y'all just beating on these little sorry ass wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? It's like really what a bad clique is beating up on anybody, not really heartless.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Beating on a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pushing like for me though, like that's his one of his best memories.
Yeah.
Is pushing his mom down the stairs back in the SIDE. And,
Right.
That was big at the time. That was like
absolutely
shocking. Like, oh my God, like, that was like some tragedy shit in XTV because everybody like they hated him around that time. He was like bad.
Wow.
And it's stuff like that. And then you wanted me to get into when he came 90 or just that.
We're gonna talk about when he became 90. We're gonna talk about SIDE on the West Side and a whole lot of other things. But I gotta stop it right here, or else they not gonna let me upload it on my email. So I gotta stop it right here.
You
But
can just plug it to your computer, and then your computer asks, "Do you want to copy the voice memos?" And then you copy the motherfuckers.
nah, it don't do that because since this a newer iPod and that's an old computer, it's not reading it. But
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna get iTunes on this newer computer and see if
That's gonna take you years.
Nah, it's been acting right on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk a lot about SIDE. I'm very excited. I'm sitting here with Super Duper, aka Tony B. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I just gotta take the time out to send a thanks to my sponsor. And I'm talking about the good folks over there at Alan Trevelyan Workout Company. That's right. Alan Trevelyan got a brand new workout program, and it's working wonders. It's been working for all kinds of people in SIDE, including my wife, Martha. That's right. She tried it, and she lost over 200 pounds. She even put some of her friends on it. Now, my wife, Martha, is still very fat, but it's slowly starting to give her shape back. The other day, she was in the room cleaning up, and I found myself actually catching a boner. And it's all thanks to the Alex Trevelyan workout program. I think that you might enjoy it too. We was just talking about 90, who was known back then as Flamingo. And back then, I never questioned it, but I knew that he had something to do with flamingos. And it was because you had just seen flamingos.
That was hard part. Zoo.
But, you know...
I just learned about him probably around that time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that was the thought process back then in those times. You know, we was even talking about, how primitive we were in our thinking. And, you know, Flamingo, his mother was named Miss Doe because the last, the end of his name was Doe. You know what I'm saying?
His daddy was Rank Frank.
Rank Frank. And where did that come from?
You know what? I don't know. But I know we had this book back then, and it was like this older white dude with a rake, and he held it like this. I don't know what the book was.
Yeah.
It was like a children's book, and it was this white dude with a rake like this, and he had like a farmer's hat like this. And so I'm just like, his name was like this Rank Frank.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Because I ain't know how to pronounce rake. He had a rake.
Yeah.
So, like, I ain't know how to pronounce rake, so it was Rank. And his name was probably Frank. So, Rank Frank.
Oh, man.
Primitive.
Yeah, very primitive. You know, but in those time period, it was just so fun around then, and there was the birth of SIDE around the 1997 time period, and Flamingo's coming along. And was he like the top guy for that company? Or, I mean, was he like?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He was the top heel.
Yeah, he was the top period though. Like I will say that. It's like
Nobody really.
As you said, primitive years is like the way I layered it. It was like, okay, if you wrestling draws, you wrestle in the first match. If you attack team, since you're two people, y'all wrestle second. You know what I'm saying? 3 and 4 one-on-one matches. 7 like the semi-main event, so it got to be a little good. And then the main event is always Flamingo. Like
right.
it was always set like that.
Gotcha.
It was no different episode. Every episode was the same. Basically, what I'm saying. Until like the later years, it's like once I started really getting a sense of wrestling, like it still was those still kind of the same thoughts though. Like if you're in draws, you're in the first match.
Right.
It still was that thinking, but still it got more.
Mm-hmm.
I got more smarter with it, as I got older, and like I really thought that's where my heart was gonna be when I got older. I thought I was gonna be like I thought wrestling was gonna be big in my life, and that was gonna be something I really did. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And there's nothing I really do. I mean, I keep on swallowing. I don't know what the fuck going on.
Yeah.
But I keep up I just do everything now. When you do animation, you just do everything. Like I am a wrestler. I am a doctor because I can do all these characters.
You can go to those places.
Exactly.
We can even bring back SID and retell some old stories.
Probably.
But talking about that though, you didn't only do SIDE. You used to also do movies. During those time periods, and you had a character by the name of Dead, and we know Dead very well in XTV. But he was around.
Don't get him to do a shit.
Absolutely not. I ain't gonna do the shit. But the whole thing is that he was around then, and he was a major character in SIDE. Now, did he ever like cross paths with Flamingo?
Hell yeah.
So how did those feuds go?
Flamingo used to get his ass kicked. He used to get fucked up because he always shot. It was always, and I guess that's what was unique about me then. Like, I had bad guy versus bad guy in the main event. It wasn't bad guy versus good guy because
that is unique.
That dude was really evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, Flamingo represented the bad side, the gangster, the street, the thug, and Dead represented the death,
the evil
dark,
side,
the evil.
Yeah.
And
bad meets evil.
I'm kind of tripping over that shit because being that young and how stupid I was, I'm surprised I came up with that shit.
But that was like a showcase of your
get it from nothing.
Right.
Everything else though, I got from something, and they're like draws versus draws, but that's the only thing that stand out. That's like, nigga, that's unique.
And that was your main event. That was your main event. That was the draw. AEW talked about how A-Man was the top heel. But it was good guy versus bad guy, and that's what's unique about the difference in the West Coast, because the East Coast was good guy versus bad guy, but it was the top bad guy, who's the first ever character, first ever XTV guy versus the creator, who's known as just the cool guy who can, beat bad, and it's like, Baby and Michelle and King Kong and everybody else, they think that AEW is so cool. That was the premise behind that. But as far as the West Side, it was bad meets evil.
Yeah.
And that's unheard of.
Thank you. And I don't even know if they do that now. Like,
no.
If they've ever done that. Like,
I don't think
bad
so.
And evil, and like that's one thing with Dead though. Like, Dead represented evil. You know what I mean? And I think I kind of had to like stop doing that character though, cause like
how low can you go?
The more and I'm going way far, but in 08, when I was in my whole goth phase, dog, that shit started getting kind of dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't never really into no satanic shit, but at the end of the day, it's like, as you just said, how far can you go?
Oh, you can go as far as you want.
You can, but then you might not come back.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Talking about that.
And so it's like, it's only so far I decided to go before finally saying, not that I'm not, I still love the gothic culture, but that's it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But it's only so far you can go, and it's only so far you can come back.
That's right.
If you choose to go.
You ain't gonna never be the same again.
Thank you. And luckily I figured that out soon. And 08 was like a real fucked up year. You know what I'm saying? And just like, I think it's because of that though. I just, and then XTV, like over here on the West, the shit got lost. It's like my direction for it, like why I wanted to do it in the first place, that shit got lost. And I had to regain it again through animation and different things like that.
That's
like
right.
That's how
a brand new avenue.
Like even with thank you for Do the Right Thing. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, cause like I really was lost. Like the way I was recording back then, like I wasn't enthused. I wasn't feeling my shit because it got too dark, and I think the darkness affected the material because I wasn't as sharp as I was. I wasn't having as much fun as I was. And then when you did Do the Right Thing, it was like, because I remember just one time just sitting with you in the back, and I said, dog, how did you do that? Like, you did one scene, and I was like, how did you do that? And then he was like, dog, all I did was get close from here, cut this out, make this arm move like this, flip, rotate, horizontal, and all that shit. And then I'm like, that's it, And I slowly started doing my thing based off of that. And that kind of brought it back, because that shit got lost. And I do think it's due to that darkness, because like I was just like welcoming anything dark at one point, anything, and it was kind of towards that character Dead though. You know what I mean? See, you started talking after a while.
Well, exactly.
You had to give Dead life.
Oh, exactly. With any character, you see at a WWE with Kane, it's only so long that you can have. If somebody's gonna be a top guy, a top character, a standout, a major draw, they have to have a voice, and they have to have a place that they coming from, a perspective.
And it's even like when I was gonna come out with this one project called Hell, and yeah, it was gonna be funny, it was gonna be tongue in cheek or whatever, But like for real, I started having crazy ass nightmares, dog. Like each time I thought about doing it. And I remember one time I was walking from Keisha's house and I was thinking about doing it, and then it just started storming and shit. And it's like, it was light though, it was beautiful out there. Then I heard, and it's just one of those things where like it was gonna be funny, but like it was that moment where I'm like, oh no, you know what I'm saying?
Because you already got that, you know.
You already know.
Exactly. So, you know, what's funny to you is like, wait a minute.
You know, and like my humor, like that's just, and the song I was gonna use in that shit is a very rare song, and ain't nothing known about it. But just type in, and they probably YouTube done deleted this song so many times. It's called "Halos Are for Angels." You know what I'm saying? And it's just something about that song. It's just a sound to it. It was recorded back in the 50s, maybe, or maybe the 50s. And it's just something about that song and everything I was gonna do with it. Cause when I try to like paint a picture, I really paint the picture. I don't try to like do it halfway. It's like I only do it the way that it is.
Right.
It's like, and so hell was gonna be hell, you know. But it was gonna be, again, it was gonna be funny, you know. But at the same time, all the nightmares and all the thunderstorms, I'm like, nah, you know. And I'm not. That's like, cause one time with the history of my work, where that's a project, I said no, I ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause dog, I would have went far and.
Well, they talk about like the dead movies, right? It was dead movies in place of SIDE. Now, was it like SIDE? Did it stop, or was it like SIDE 1 week, movie 1 week, or you know how did that all go down?
Get your ass out here. Nah, it was supposed to be like that.
Okay.
It was like it got to the point. That's what killed SIDE movies. It's like it got to the point where it's like, okay, so. Because SIDE had the 2 days, Friday and Saturday. That's how it was.
So that's how it was, even on the West Coast.
Yeah, it was like Friday, Saturday, SIDE. But then we started to do movies, and to me, I think it's one for me though. Did Gun Money, you know what I'm saying? Fake ass belly, but
okay. Was that recorded?
Sorry. No, it was just me doing it in the backyard.
In the back,
it was based off of the previews I was saying on Belly. Mm-hmm. Mino was lame, you know, and he was trying to be like DMX, but still, it was like that took it to another level. And then, you know, as Pain started coming up, and you know, all the movies just started killing it. Like SIDE was the dominated force for years, but then as Didi and Combs started getting a voice on Hell Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Action 1 came out.
Now where we in? We in like 97, 98 here?
Well, nah, like 97, 96, 97 through 98. Mm-hmm. That's like SIDE dominating. That's it, just being, that's it. Like nobody can't say nothing about it. It's way the fuck up here.
Yeah, it's major.
It's like it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like you can come in, but you can only do so much. You ain't SIDE. That was the idea. That was the thought process. Right. But the thing is,
and then we had like Spot the Dog and stuff around.
Spot the Dog and do their thing, but this SIDE.
Right.
But the thing is, the movies start getting so good, and it's like it was just better. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because it was like, you know, and
I think it was the same plot that was killing SIDE though. It's like it's only so far you can get with telling the same story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Gayleen was cool, you know, but that got old after a while too. Everything. It's like, you know, that's why when Pain had came in and was a referee, that was like to spark new life in it.
That was very innovative.
Yeah, but it gave more life to Pain.
That was yeah.
You feel me?
Oh yeah, it did.
And then SIDE,
because
like,
you know the
guys
guys
on the decline.
Yeah.
But it's like now Pain on there, now Hell Yeah coming out, now Action 1, Action 2, big ass films. You know what I'm saying? That shit made SIDE. It had to close. You know, and then Raw tried to come like right after SIDE, and it did pretty well. But again, it was just like the movies was just too much. You know.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about the movies, and you know, you talked about how Dead, you could only go so far with him, and even when you had a lighthearted approach to an idea, you still couldn't do it because it was just still kind of going there. It messed with your psyche. So, how were those movies, turning out? I mean, because I know that we kind of coming from a very young perspective. So
it was just
what was the major draw about those movies, and what was unique about them?
Some Scream shit.
Most of the time.
Excuse me. Yeah. I mean, it was just kind of. I don't even know. I guess it was just a horror movie. I don't really know how to put it. Like it was just like, oh my god, that. Like I think Baby was in one.
Well, was she?
Yeah, she was in one of them. She died with Ashley. Like
Ashley
and Baby.
Was she in the early scene?
Yeah.
And then she just died quick.
He's like, it is dead. Somebody help me. It was like that back in the day. She was probably like in the first one, but Dead had like a bunch of movies.
Right, Dead 1 and
he was trying to be like some old Freddy Krueger.
Right. That's how it was though. Like that's how he represented XTV, and you was always doing something different, man. I mean, if the East Coast came this way, you came that way, and it's like I heard you say in the past that it's just like, your brother will do something and then you don't want to do it because you don't want to look like you copying, but you never look like you copying though. You always take something and just make it yours. Like you really own it. You put your stamp on it.
What you mean, man.
And you did Super Cajun Bad Guy. You did Dude and Dude. You did Sable and Ginger. These shows are just so stand out. They so like different from what you would normally see in XTV because the premise in the East Coast was okay. With the toys, we do movies, we do wrestling. Or we go on the video games. You found ways. Even with this, the WWE, like, you found ways to, I don't know, you found ways to give a different type of format to the entertainment.
Yeah. And I guess that's what stick out, because, like, for me, I'm glad you put it that way, because, like, for me, it's just, like, it still just seemed like, oh, he did that, so now I'm doing this. And I guess that is inspiration, as opposed to just doing what you already did.
Absolutely.
And then saying I did it.
Right. It's completely. I
just borrowed a lot of, but you see, I
it's
borrowed
heavy
a lot of
influence.
influence from you. Like
heavy influence.
I keep saying you.
It's all right.
I did though. Like for real, I borrowed a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, again, man, going back to when you did that "Do the Right Thing," that really, it's like how Scarface was talking about in this book about Dr. Dre, like how when he did The Chronic, you know what I'm saying? It's just like that shit made him feel like I ain't doing shit with my life. You know what I'm saying? For him to produce that shit and rap on it, all that, it's like that's how I felt like when you did Do the Right Thing. It was like I felt like that. Like I felt like I ain't doing a damn thing. On top of that, this is after, like I told you, I got too dark and now my material don't feel the same. So it's like I'm like, damn. And then like you was just on it like that style, the way you did Baby when she was dancing and shit. I'm like, whoa. Like, and that's why, man, I said that saved my life. Because I'm like, dog, you got to teach me how to do that shit. Like something.
Yeah.
And, it started with that. Like, that shirt shit. And then, like, I started just noticing things. That's why I can't wait to finish with Cosby Show 3. Because I can't wait to show you. So you can see, so I can explain to you how I'm doing what I'm doing. It's like with this one, I'm really, really coming from my way. Like everything that I'm doing, and I hope I'm able to complete this. I'm hoping it come out right. I hope that bullshit that happened with that Christmas project don't happen again. But I just hope everything right, cause this shit, this is brilliant work. Did I answer your question? Did you ask a question? See what happened when you pulled that out?
Well, I can feel it in there. Don't worry, we doing, man. We right on point right here. Moving forward, we are in the year 2003, and XTV has split. Super Duper, over in the group home, which is where you were based. What was life like on the West Coast?
Life on the West Coast was evolving. It was changing rapidly.
Oh yeah.
I think I needed that break. I think we would have been trapped doing the same things we were doing. It came to a point where I was like, I need to see things in reality, and I need to present things in a real perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was trying to do. a lot of times, but I really wanted to do it. That's why when Pain became a human, Dixie became a human, Trunks, that's what that represented for me.
That once again, that's another thing that just revolutionized XTV.
And
It started on the West, and it trickled its way to the East.
And I'm glad though, cause like I started saying it, it's like that shit was crazy. Like CAW, for instance, I remember one time, Justin, this is something you did again. Is one of your you see, but I gotta say this, like this is not a badge to you at all, Justin. It's just like you got the Bobby thing. It's like when you say something that's negative, it's like it kind of has realness behind it. It's not just like I'm saying this negativity because I'm being a dick. It's like, nah, nigga, like Trump said it was CAW. And at this point, movies wasn't doing good because now CAW killed the movies.
Gotcha.
You know, so
Wow.
CAW, it's a crazy story with the movies and wrestling.
Right.
Like, it's crazy how.
But I even wonder why nowadays more movies don't come out, because it's creative as those movies was then. I wonder why they don't come out now.
We try to. I mean, Jungle Fever. You know what I'm saying? It's like we try to put the movies out, make skeletons.
They so exactly, and that's the answer right there. That's the answer to my own question, because you run into those situations, and I was gonna bring up the point earlier. That you just never know. Like with a long project like that, like Do the Right Thing, it's so long that something could potentially happen to just throw off the whole thing, which it did.
That's why
just like with yours.
That's why 6 months later, like from this point, I am getting a 6 terabyte hard drive and putting everything that I have on this 5 terabyte on that one.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do that every 6 months.
But you know what?
Just get like a good hard drive and just put everything on there.
You're right. You're right.
Bruh.
But all I'm saying is though, is that when you that kind of dedicated, and you absolutely right. You have to back yourself up. But anything can happen, because RZA lost all his shit in the flood.
Q-Tip lost all his shit in the fire.
You see? People damage hard drives. If they friends over and shit, they done spilled Kool-Aid on your damn hard drive. The shit won't work for nothing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, things happen.
But wait, what was I talking about?
I'm sorry. We was in 03 now.
Yeah, but
We was talking about the damn.
I had to make a point. Fuck.
We was talking about how you gonna back up everything.
Nah, man. It was something about 03, but I hope that shit come back. Oh yeah, you, Justin, you.
Okay.
So it was CAW again. It's like up here at this point, and then I remember we was doing it, having fun, good time, and then you kind of came in, and then Trunks, he was like in these white briefs, and he was being calm, how he was back then. He was being funny, crazy, you know what I mean, goofy, and then you was like, you was like, that's calm, you look gay as fuck.
Damn.
And then you just straight left the room.
Damn.
It was like that.
That was wait a minute now. What platform was this?
This was on Legends of Wrestling too. This was before the group. Yeah. And then he was wearing like these white briefs and he was like dancing, he was just trying to. It's like when you look at it, it's just innocent Trunks trying to entertain the kids. You know what I mean? And then you coming in with your bully shit. Trunks, you look gay as fuck.
Oh.
And then close the door. We had many moments like that.
Called him Cone.
Yeah, we had many moments like that in 03, like the time, you know what I'm saying, I bought Unforgiven, and I'm thinking, man, we gonna watch Unforgiven, we gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And then you like, I had used your toothbrush by accident, you know what I'm saying, and then you was like, fuck, you use my toothbrush, you know how to buy your own toothbrush, where ever bought a toothbrush at?
Story always funny.
The same person you bought the fat ass donut. Not only did this nigga call them donuts, he called them fat ass donuts. You know what I mean?
Oh,
man.
It's a good time.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
But yeah, but that moment was like, you know what I'm saying? I guess catastrophic enough for me to say, we gotta, I gotta tighten up on XTV. And then like it was like, damn, I want everybody to be real. It's like, cause I started seeing it as I'm walking and thinking, like I was walking by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I had visited our house that December, Sorry, man. Man, it's like the more, like you said, '03, and then it's just like certain shit just come to me. Like, I think about our relationship with my mom, and I don't know if I can talk about that on.
You can talk about anything, yeah. Talk about
it's
it.
Just, man,
because it affect everything.
We always had difficulties, dog. Like me and my mom, you know what I'm saying, and it probably comes from me just like doing things my own way and just kind of like seeing things from my perspective. And I never know if my perspective is either good or bad to the next person. I just know it's mine, and I just know I speak on it because that's how I feel and that's where I'm at with it. And I try not to come across as disrespectful. I try to be mindful of the other person and not just force my ideas on people, because that, to me, that's the main problem with most of the world. We forcing our ideas on people. But at the end of the day, it's just like we always at odds, and I hate it. But like I remember, I had visited the house like that Christmas, that December, and then I was like, nah, was I acting good? Was I acting right? She was like, you're good. I'm like, okay. And then my counselor, like who Miss Deborah is, the person that had a place at the time, she was like, yeah, your mom said you were so terrible at the house. And I was just like, really? Because she told me the total like opposite. She said I was good. You know what I'm saying? And it's just little things like that, little like abandonment type shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just not really, I don't know, dog. Like, and that's why I just always used to feel like this sort of like, I don't know. It was like, I don't know if it's hatred. I don't know what word to use to describe that type of behavior like that. Like I don't know what the fuck that is.
Animosity.
Yeah, there you go. Like I always felt that way, and I was just like, what is it with me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just thought about that. But anyway, going back to that shit, the CAW shit. So that's what changed it. It's like just making all these characters real. Just kind of coming from a real perspective, and that kind of changed me, that whole experience. And then CAW was like, it was hot at the time. It was like kicking ass, but it started to lose a little bit of steam because the WWE, something that was way opposite from what was already happening, started catching up in so much popularity. So now, it's crazy, like movies killed wrestling, now wrestling killed movies, now wrestling killed wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Because now the WWE hot,
wow.
And that kind of took CAW off the map.
Wow.
Know? And then Day of Reckoning killed.
I think Payne talked about that.
Yeah, it didn't, like, well, yeah, I guess it did kill
blew it out because now this everything,
exactly.
It's everybody.
Thank you. And then it's like, now NMM is on XTV, you know what I'm saying? And
now, how long was NMM on CAW before he crossed over to XTV?
And oh no, NMM was on WWE.
Right.
Oh, how long was he there?
Yeah.
Damn, NMM was like, cause he had just came back. Because like I think he got injured real bad. He used to be that '90s dude back in the '90s, cause he had came out. Like, I think '80s.
Oh, he came out in the '90s.
Yeah, he came out in the '90s. He kind of looked like Danny Doring. You know what I'm saying? He had like blonde hair, and he was just very a '90s wrestler. But he was real good though.
Scotty Riggs.
Yeah, and he used to, like, he shot that promo on '80s guy, like, you the '80s, this is the '90s, get with the new style.
Right.
And I think after a while though, like that '90s guy, I think he had too many injuries. He didn't get on drugs and shit, but he had a lot of injuries. And so like from like 2001 maybe to like '03, that's when he came back to the WWE. And he was a highlight again. It was like from like when he came back in '03 to like the middle of '04, I guess, because that's when we got Raw 2, and that's when he made himself.
Yeah. And
he was like awesome, and then it's like wrestling killed wrestling, and then wrestling killed wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And then XTV was doing his thing.
Yeah. XTV was always there though.
Yeah, always there, but it was like, again, it's like I keep saying that phrase, wrestling kill wrestling, because that's what it was. It's like,
no, I get it though. That's how it was for you.
SmackDown was coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like, easy to see what you used to do.
Right.
Like, that was coming up. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have that big thing, but it was always there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, CAW is real big, and then the WWE is already real big, so it killed that. Right. And then, but this SmackDown shit, this Raw shit, it's like it's buzzing up, and now it's way up here, and boom, WWE gone. And then it tried to come back, and all that, but it's like.
You mean when we did it at Bankton, they was there and all that?
What you mean?
You mean And you mean in '03 when they came back, or you talking about when they came back when we did it every week and Bobby was there?
No, I'm talking about '03 because
Okay.
like it. WWE was always there too, but it just killed CAW because it got so popular. And just like XTV, like we was already doing XTV, but
It never stopped.
it got so popular. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it was fatigue too with WWE. It's like, man, I do this every week, every Monday, you know what I'm saying? Every week.
It ran its course.
And don't sleep. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like sometimes, you know, you come from school and you be tired as hell and you want to sleep. And then you gotta sleep. You gotta set the alarm at 7 o'clock to do the matches you wrote in school.
Really?
Yep, I used to write them bitches in school.
No, it's not even that. I'm surprised that you set the alarm.
Yeah. Oh nah, it was serious. The WWE. That was Trump's voice. The WWE was a serious thing. You know what I'm saying? It was a big deal to me. Like it really was. That's why I say it was different. That's why '80s got so upset with Bobby though. Like, cause
has the '80s guy always been upset with Bob for that reason?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause
because that never came up, and I never heard that. And to be honest, you know, I mean,
nah, Trump said that before. Trump said that, like about Bobby doing that, like yeah, Trump said that one time because, and I don't think he was really hurt, but like yeah, like that's how the feeling was. Like generally, it's like, you know, we love Bob and we hold him up to his high standard, but it's like he really disrespected that shit. Like he really. Like that shit, he didn't fuck it up because it still got a legacy. But at the end of the day, it's
what did Bob do?
What just like how he was, like, you know what I'm saying, when he
You mean just his behavior?
Yeah, like how you know that this is a different company. You know that this is a different style. So when the Undertaker came out like that, and then you're like, oh, that's definitely not the Undertaker. It's like it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's different. So it's like just. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't saying try to kiss ass, but I get you trying to be a heel. But it's like,
yeah,
he fucked it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a different company.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
And like that's what I said. That's what it was supposed to be.
Right.
So for Bob to do that shit just fucked it up.
Yeah, but you know, in all fairness, though, I mean, I think that. I mean, now we was told beforehand that this is different.
And then I keep thinking about Killer. He was there. He didn't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they told us beforehand. They're like, look, this is a different thing. It's not XTV. You know, Justin, watch your damn mouth. That's what they said. You know,
and you was.
No, because when they told me that, I was like, oh, like this is WWE. You know, and it's like, oh, you know, and I was excited to be a part of it. You know, like I was very happy that I was even asked. Like when I realized how serious it was, I was very happy to be a part of that and be on the announce team. I'm like, damn, like I'm a part of something that, you know, been going on all this time, and you know I get to call it. You know what I mean? And you know, put my own perspective on it. And me, you know, the you know, because I'm known for, like, you know, my mouth, but to not have to cuss made me have to be more professional, you know, and you know, and it made me like study the match, study the wrestlers, study the storylines, get into the whole thing with I really enjoyed Harlem Heat, you know, and they rivalries.
Houston Heat.
Yeah, Houston Heat. Oh man, you know, and just like I enjoyed the you know, doing the shows every week. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed the consistency of Raw and SmackDown, and then, you know, doing the pay-per-views and the build-up. I mean, it was so different to me. You know, it was like it wasn't like XTV.
That's what, and that's the thing. Like, you know, and that's why I wish I could talk to Bobby though, because like I wish I could understand that, like, you know, how everybody else got that, but you didn't get that.
I think you know what I'm gonna do though. I'm gonna set up a podcast where it's just like 80s guy and like me and Bob and like somebody else, maybe you know, like you, 80s guy, and Bob.
Maybe man.
You know, I think that'd be good.
It would.
You know,
we could do it right now. Shit.
Yeah, man. You know, but this is all about you. You know, and this your story. You know, but down the line, cause I'm telling y'all, I don't want to interview Bob. I don't want to be in the same room with him. And you know, Bob don't like to cooperate. He want to run the show, and he, you know, I don't have time for that.
That's probably what it is, though. I guess he wanted to run his shit and make it Bob's show, but he just
no, it's not your show, Bob. Like, you know, I mean, you got to have respect. At the end of the day, I'm a fan. I love what Bob does. I love his work. but at the same time, you just gotta respect people's space. That's all. You gotta respect people's perception, and don't be such a smart ass and a know-it-all all the time. You don't know everything. That's all I have to say about Bob. But,
I think the fourth dude should be Killer though.
Killer.
Yeah. Oh,
Killer's.
He too popular. He too hot.
Yeah.
Mainstream, man.
Yeah.
So that.
I got some good guys coming. I got David Kidd, David Kidd Jr. and David Kidd Sr. I'm looking forward to them.
A lot of stories with them.
Oh man, I can't
That's gonna
wait.
be like
I love those kind
That's
of.
probably gonna be like a 4-part recording there. Like honestly, how long we got?
Oh, we good. We at 36. I mean, yours is the longest one thus far, Super Duper. It's just the longest ones be the best ones. You can just sit there and listen to this shit, and I love doing these.
Hey, let me advertise. Look out for the Killer Inside the Studio.
Oh yeah.
Comment. Hopefully by the end of the night I can have that shit uploaded. You know what I mean? It's gonna be real funny. I got a lot. It's gonna be.
If that's upload, you say you're gonna upload it tonight?
I hope to upload it on XTV West tonight. I gotta go to bed early tonight though, because I gotta go to work early.
But we got Route 4 tomorrow, and that'll be perfect for that route.
Y'all gonna laugh your ass off.
And the Pain shoot.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload the Pain shoot 2011.
Not to be confused with my interview with him the other day.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload that. I'm probably gonna upload that Sunday maybe. I had Saturday off, you know what I'm saying, at Walmart. It's just like I had it off, and if I didn't look at my schedule, I wouldn't have known that they added Saturday on. They added me to work 1:30 to 10:30 without my knowing.
Well, so
It's a check.
Exactly. And you know what? You take it like a champ, man. You really
because like you know what I mean. They just be
play hurt.
They be seeming like they on some sideways shit. Oh, you call in and you know what I mean.
That's what they said.
Yeah, well, Tony, why'd you call in on that bullshit? It's like, but at the end of the day, you motherfuckers need me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I called in. It's like y'all surprised at that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck man. Yeah. As we were saying about XTV though.
Yeah. We coming towards the end.
Nah, I mean, cause I feel like I ain't touch on some shit. Though.
No. Don't worry, we gonna have you back. Like and you definitely coming back with Aegis Guy in the future. We're gonna talk with Bob. Everybody wants that, so that's coming. But I just want to ask you before we go. Out of everything in XTV that has ever happened, all the moments, all the pay-per-views, East Coast, West Coast, no matter what, whatever. What is your favorite thing? Or what was your favorite time? Or what is your favorite thing about XTV? Or what was your favorite time? Like anything. Like what comes to mind? Like what is your thing about it?
Honestly, man, we've had a lot of moments in XTV and a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I feel like that shit ain't even happened yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've had a lot of great moments, and we still having great moments. It's like,
yeah, that's true.
And I just look forward to the future. Honestly, it's like I don't say this time, that time. Like I feel like that shit coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because with all this work that we both be providing, it's like once everything is finished, you know what I'm saying, and then I'm old enough to really look back and say, okay, like that's why I say that ain't happened yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we did upload XTV Mania 9, and
You uploaded
I
it?
doubt. No, I ain't uploaded.
You should upload it to the West Coast. Hell yeah. Oh my God.
That might be what I do tomorrow. That might be what I do tonight. I might upload the Killer thing and TXT Mania tonight.
Yes.
Just the audio.
That's a shoot. You got it right here.
I only got like I ain't got the last match.
You don't? What's the main event?
The main event is Killer and Bob. I can't find tape 2 of TXG Mania 9. It's kind of pissing me off, but
it's coming. It's coming. Just
yeah,
label it part 1.
I don't know
where tape 1.
I don't know where tape 2 at. I got a bunch of sides of Manias though. I got that one XTV Mania 8 when Bobby beat on the heater because Killer whooped his ass and he lose.
I gotta see all of this stuff.
Oh my God.
This is vintage shit.
It's hilarious. Like Killer Win. No, you can see me in my drop top. Never will stop for the cause. They start singing that, and all you hear is bang, bang. Bobby Pete doing that damn grandma air conditioning thing that is still in there. Bang, bang. He never really stop for the cause. Bang.
That damn Bob. Oh man, it's been a good time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ernest Justin Turkey Leg. Oh man, super duper. Tony B. Check him out. Tell them where they can find you at, man.
You can find me on YouTube, Tony B ETV. Put it all together.
Yeah.
You know, on YouTube.
That's right.
If you can't find me like that, cause you can still find me as MUHKUHTWO 2 4 MUHKUHTWO 2 4 all together. If you can't find me as Tony B ETV, then you can find me. I got a lot of channels on YouTube. And I got a Twitter, but I don't be on that shit, so that's probably the only place you can reach me is YouTube.
All right, there it is. Y'all want to hit the man up. Oh, man, I enjoyed talking about everything, the mind behind, these different things, NXTV, these different projects, these different movies, and a very unique perspective, indeed, from one Tony B. I've enjoyed you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I look forward to coming back again.
Definitely will be. We signing off. Good day.